Hi, I'm Adrian Bowles, founder of Storm Insights and executive analyst with RT Insights. We recently took RT Insights on the road for a day of vendor briefings in Palo Alto. We'll start with Dr. John Bates, CEO of Plat.One.
Well, firstly, the book, Thingalytics. It's all about smart big data analytics for the Internet of Things. And, the Internet of Things, to me, is the new industrial revolution. So the reason I wrote the book is a couple of reasons. Number one is to actually say, there's all these fantastic stories out there. I've been working for a number of years in these areas, intelligent customer experience, connected industry, connected transport, and so on, connected medicine. And people may not know what's actually going on. There is cool stuff going on. So number one, to tell the stories of the cool stuff. Number two is to say, guys, it's actually not as hard as you think. You can get started, no matter whether you're a small, medium, or large company. You can get started, and here's a formula to get you into the game. Here's the kind of technology that can really allow you to disrupt your competitors and get going, and here's a formula to get started. I've just joined this month a company called Plat.One as CEO. And Plat.One is all about improving the time to value of creating Internet of Things applications. It's all about providing a platform to allow you to rapidly connect to devices, manage those devices at the edge, which which is before things touch the cloud, actually, on those routers and gateways at the edge of the network, but also be able to stream information to the cloud, be able to run multi-tenant applications, be able to deliver those things like smart cities, like connected products, like smart medicine, smart industrial applications, and so on. So that's what it's about. It's about quick time to value, rapidly being able to plug them together. Because if you build them from scratch, it can take 10, 20 times as long trying to piece everything together. There's a lot of different machine protocols and complexity at the device and edge level. There's a lot of complexity around, the streaming services to get things up and running.
Next, we'll hear from Dr. Dale Skeen, a co-founder and CTO of Vitria.
Around late 2000s, 2007, 2008, we decided that there was an emerging opportunity we really wanted to focus the company on. So the original founders and some of the original investors came back in. We invested in the company, took it private, and since then been really focused on real-time analytics. And that is an area that I am very passionate about and very excited about. So what we're doing is providing a very high-level abstraction. We call it the analytic pipeline. Okay. So you think in terms of you capture the data, you you enrich the data with contextual information. And I think what would help there is if you take an example coming off of, for example, a smart meter. And you want to not only be able to, you want to look at the operational performance of that, and you're concerned about maybe fraud or failure. So that data comes in, and you want to be able to capture it. You need to enrich it. In this case, if you're looking at failure, you would want real-time weather information, because as you know, that's a big contributor to failures on the grid. And so you enrich that data, and then you do analytics like KPIs, like you look at voltage sags over that, up and down for that. And that provides a certain set of value. But then you can extend that with the notion of advanced analytics. So what I'd like to do is looking at voltage signatures over time, do I predict a failure or a problem with that? So you can come and introduce predictive models now. And predictive failures and predictive maintenance is probably one of the largest use cases for real-time information. And then the next step is using another type of advanced analytics, which is called prescriptive analytics. And it's really our goal to enable people who are focused on the business itself, or on the things, the Internet of Things that they're trying to measure, to really enable them to do this. And so this is what we're bringing to the table on top of these more basic frameworks that are provided.
Finally, a few words from John Finelli, the VP of Marketing at DataTorrent.
So DataTorrent as a company has been around since May of 2012. We were founded by a couple of ex-Yahoo veterans, like many of the big data firms that you might see. So our CEO has an interesting background. His name is Fu Hong, and Fu was engineer 5 at Yahoo. So he was there about 12 years. He built up a team of about 3,000 engineers, pretty much all the consumer-facing sites. But Fu actually kicked off a project when he was heading up search, and that project ultimately became known as Hadoop. And so he brought in Doug Cutting, paired him up with a guy named Eric Baldischweiler, and that's kind of where Hadoop evolved from. The whole premise around DataTorrent is really to allow organizations to look at fast data, so data that's coming in from multiple sources, sensors, websites, transactions, click streams, all those types of data, to look at that data in real time, the ability to ingest millions of these events per second, and literally process billions of these events per second, fully distributed across Hadoop, with the business value being that you can arrive at your insights more rapidly, and then actually automate the actions that you take as a result of those insights. And by doing that, you actually receive greater value from your big data. At its core, you can almost, in many regards, think of our product platform as kind of a Java app server for big data. And you create a streaming application that's a data flow. And so that allows us to do some really interesting things without requiring the developers to learn a new language or do something esoteric like MapReduce. By releasing the first 2 releases of our product as a proprietary product, we were able to really work out the kinks and deliver truly an enterprise-grade product. I like to use this acronym called SHARPS, and SHARP stands for something that is scalable, highly available, reliable, performant, and secure. Okay. So as a platform, you need to be Sharps. And as a product offering, you need to be easy to use. You need to satisfy the enterprise needs. And as we talked about with DataTorrent 3, with the visual tools that we provided, we're delivering that ease of use component. We open source the core Sharps platform. And the uptake on that has been fantastic.
Thanks for watching. We'll be posting additional videos from this trip and more on rtinsights.com.